that doesn't quite. Kden Live doesn't go well with AMD stuff. Like I can't use the. I don't remember what the AMD ones, VCE or something like that. Those things don't work in Kden Live, and they don't work on Windows either. Like, I would expect them to like maybe not work in Linux because I need to do some heavy lifting and make it work, but it should work on Windows, right? Like Handbrake is like that, where I can utilize it immediately in Handbrake, but there's a little bit of heavy lifting I got to do in Linux to add in the VCE stuff to make that work. But yeah, I mean, that doesn't work in Kden Live, which is weird. So, I think it might just not be implemented. Like that stuff is just not implemented in KDE, or I need to go to like find some experimental toggle to flip to make it work. But I'm always pressed for time, so I'm like, could I? I could test it, or I won't.
Here's the other
that kind of time.
thing. Yeah, so the other thing that I've heard that people say is a little better is like transitions and stuff, and the way those are done.
That is true.
And so having nicer transitions would be cool.
Yeah. Ooh.
Neil's at Flock. He's actually kind of like I should have planned my vacation times better.
Right.
And I should have made my way to Flock, because Flock is a shortish 4-hour drive from me, maybe 4.5 hours. And so I should have gone just for that, just because it's not that far. I know. I am sorry, Neil. I just my vacation times this summer are a little weird. And so it didn't work out. So I'm a little sad from that regard. Yep.
Okay.
So yeah, Neil says one of the Mirror developers is even there. So that's cool.
Wow.
I think that's great. And I know Mirror's Neil's been working on getting Mirror in the Fedora world.
Interesting.
It's cool. I think that's neat. I think that can serve. We were exploring about Mirror to pair with LXQt in Ubuntu as possibility. To use that for the compositors so that we can make our way to Wayland, of course. So that was one of the options.
Interesting. Okay.
We've been testing a few things, and it's still rough, really rough. But yeah, nice. So you gave a talk about the Fedora Miracle spin, and I know Luna or Bitten posted the links to the Flock stuff in, I think, just about all of our chats.
Yeah, I need to go back. There was an Ultramarine talk, and I've just been tinkering around with Ultramarine because it was recommended to me for my little B-Link S12 that I got over here. And so far, it feels like Fedora without having to think about setting up Fedora. And I like that. I like that a lot.
Yep.
That is real nice.
My point was he posted the YouTube links so you can watch the live streams and things. And yeah, like Neil says, there's a Matrix channel with, some back and forth chat there too. So
that's cool. I like that.
Yep.
Oh, hang on. Oh no. I'm trying to log into the Ultramarine box, but it is. Oh, am I good now? Okay.
Hey, you're still good.
Well, no, when you have sorry, I'm not showing it on the screen here. Look, there. And I don't have anything on it. Oh, I think I see what happened. I could have sworn I set this. Okay, who do I blame for when I set it to mirror, but then it just swapped back to join displays? Is that a budgie problem?
Yeah, that's like extended.
There we go.
Extended desktop.
There we go. Yeah, because I got I've got it connected up to the little 4K capture thingy jig.
Cool.
And then another screen over here so that I don't have to deal with the lag.
Oh, right.
And
I will say for a light color, light colors, that wallpaper is kind of cool.
it's very light. That is true.
It is. It is bright. It does hit me in the face. But
Yeah, it does have there's a nighttime mode on it, so that is kind of cool. But it should be nighttime, right? Hold on, let's see. Desktop. So I haven't used Budgie in so long. I think this is just me not knowing how to get around in Budgie. Do I go?
yeah, Budgie's kind of cool.
Let's see. Is there a wall pay background? There it is. Okay. Oh, there we go. Oh, it doesn't have the where's the nighttime one? How do I get it to do the nighttime thing? Oh, here, look. We'll swap to this one for now. Oh, look at that. Much better on the eyeballs. I can handle that. Okay, but how do I make it nighttime? Is there like a night? No. What is it? What's it called? Is it Redshift? No.
Oh, Redshift isn't always installed everywhere, but
no.
I'm sure it's an easy install away.
Maybe it's not that at all. Maybe it's that like only when I'm oh, is it night color? Night. No, maybe it's in power. Maybe like it's just an actual setting in there. And it's going to be like, yeah, all you got to do is just turn this on and everything's cool. Screen blank. No.
Well, it's easy in Plasma.
Yeah, well, yeah. Oh, it's in displays. Okay. Displays. Automatic screen lock, res, orientation. Oh, nightlight. There, way up here. Oh, it's up there. Okay, what happens?
Well, there's a tab. Yeah.
See, I don't know if I want to do that, though. Like, wait, I turned it on. Oh, but it's not time.
Yeah.
Manual schedule.
Hello, Alan. Welcome to the stream.
Oh, hello. From 8 to... No, I've broken this. Let's do from... Wait, now it's AM. I swear it said PM a second ago. Oh, I think it adjusted because I changed it on the right-hand side. I never set this. From 8 to... Oh, wait, there. Oh, it turned on for a sec. Hold on. There it is. There, now it's on forever. Okay, now I need to go back to... Wait, how did I do it? It was backgrounds, right?
Hey. Yeah, there's Steve, too. You made it.
Wow. Hi.
Oh, yeah, that definitely changed your tone, your color tone.
It's yellow now. Okay, but if I select this one, it's still the bright one. So when I do the lock screen...
Oh, not all wallpapers do the light dark thing.
Right, but there is a dark version of this. And so when I go into the lock screen, it's the dark version of it. So my thought was, okay, well, they manually set it the dark one for the lock screen, but the light one when you log in. So there's not a smart thing going on back here. It's just they set it that way. Oh, I'm a cool cat. I'll be a cool cat.
Nice.
So yeah. I don't know outside of it just being Fedora. Oh, there is one thing. How come? Look down here. Oh well, it's kind of hard to see because I have the words in front of there. But there are no icons down there. Aren't there supposed to be icons down there? There were when I was in the live mode. Ooh, okay. I gotta turn this night light off. That's too nice.
Yeah, you got that really orangey.
That's very orange.
You can adjust it, right?
Oh, yeah.
The color temperature.
Yeah, I think so, actually. Yeah, you can. You can chill that out some. There. Less warm. Okay, but that's all the way unwarm. Okay, we'll just turn it off. I'll be fine. Will everybody else be fine? We're on a dark mode page, so yeah. But,
yeah, we're good now.
Yeah, so besides there being no icons down there at the bottom for some reason, everything is in the menu. But in the live mode, there are icons down there. So maybe it's just the difference between live and installed. But that seems to be it. Like, it's got RPM Fusion stuff in there.
like
Uh,
out of the box. Yeah.
yeah. And it also had a couple other things. Oh, FlatHub. FlatHub is in there. Oh, speaking of,
Oh, rather than the Fedora Flatpak repo.
correct. There we go. I need that. I need that for everything. Local send's awesome. Yeah. I didn't read
Yeah, it is
any
pretty
of
cool.
that. Surely it didn't tell me anything was breaking. I'm sure that's fine.
And just install them all.
Oh, it's fine. Yeah, exactly. Just press yes to everything. Okay, all right. While that does its thing back there, I wanted to talk a little bit about all the stuff that happened since the last time we had a chat. In what happened in KDE? Anything cool? Do you know?
More updates,
Oh well.
bug fixes.
Oh, there's probably plenty of that. Here, hang on. Let me get.
Yeah, what was this week's? This week's was I think
There we go.
definitely fixing some stuff. That's for sure.
Yeah. Hang on. There we go. There we go. Anything cool? Let's see. Notable UI improvements. Battery monitor widget stays Oh, I was running into this. Wow, yay. Cool. So on the framework, when I plug it in and it fully charges, the battery icon goes away. So I always wonder like
What am I at? You got to go digging for it.
yeah,
I know. Same thing on my laptop.
It detects my battery, right? Like it always kind of freaks me out. I'm like, "Oh no, Linux ate my battery."
But then, it shows up the instant you unplug it.
Yeah, right. Exactly. But I always freak out a little bit. And I'm like, oh no. Because that doesn't
Well, sometimes
happen.
I want to know what my charge is at if before I unplug it.
Right.
So that, I have an idea of how long I'm going to last
Exactly.
after I unplug.
Exactly. That's pretty huge. So that's cool. I just need to run an update. I'm sure. Because what am I on? I'm on Aurora latest. So surely, right? Like this came out a week ago almost. 5 days ago, something like that. The second. Woo! Yeah, 5 days ago. So, heck yeah, that's awesome. Cool. The first thing on the list is, second thing on the list is something that really is awesome and affects me. Major redesign of Discover's app page. Okay, so it's just going to be, it's going to look more KDE, sounds like. More consistent
I guess if that's what it's going to look like, that actually... It doesn't look so bad. I mean, it doesn't seem like a drastic change, but it seems pretty good.
Yeah. Oh, this Cow's Revenge, which is something we probably have to play, is made by Peepo.
I think we do now.
Peepo Peepa. I call my dog Peepo. His name is Pinto, but for short. Not short. Like, it's not for short, but I don't know how it morphed into Peepo. So he is Peepo now. Clipboard items. I don't know. Okay, this might be controversial, but I really hate this whole clipboard thing. Like multiple clipboard things. Like I don't do clipboard management. It's just what's on my current Control C, and that's all I can handle.
Yeah.
I can't go beyond that, man.
And there's no way to rip it out in Plasma.
Well, sort of. No, right. Not the actual manager thing, but you can set the thing to only remember the one thing.
Yeah, one. Yeah, you can turn it down. Yeah.
Right. And I think part of it is that like my Spidey senses go off when I'm copy pasting passwords or something like that. Usually, I don't have to do that, right? Like I've got the add-on, it fills it in for me and all that kind of stuff. But sometimes there are applications that need a manual copy pasta. And ooh, I don't like that. I don't like the way that feels because it's written somewhere that is easy to just like show up on your screen. And
yeah, well, and here's another thing. If you have KDE Connect installed on your device, unless you turn it off, by default, it shares clipboards.
Oh, that's okay. That makes the Spidey tingle worse.
It's handy, but it's scary at the same time.
Exactly. This is a bad reason. Like I think about security all the time because I have to. And then it makes you think about.
I found it handy, like if you're copying like URLs or something, and like say I want to open that on my phone,
right?
And like later or something.
Yeah.
That's handy. That is handy.
Yes.
However, you're right. If you copied a password and then I don't know, you're transporting that around,
I don't like it.
it makes those hairs on the back of your neck tingle a little.
Yeah. Firefox
yes,
handles.
it's encrypted. It's encrypted, so hopefully okay. But
Yep.
I mean, still,
That's
you're passing it around.
I don't like it. But anyway, so like for the URL thing, I'll either put it in like notes, some kind of note app, or I'll just bookmark it in Firefox, right? Like that works. And
Yep.
then it that syncs and does all its fun jazz.
Right.
But yeah, so I don't know, man. Is that too controversial? Does anybody actually use the clipboard thing like that? Like in a I need to remember the last 20 things I copy pasted kind of way? Am I the weird one? I don't know.
I think it's a useful thing for some people. Yeah, no, I think there's a lot of us that fall into the category that don't use that. But
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, I don't know. It could be handy.
Yeah. Well, Neil says he uses the clipboard like that. So yeah, I mean, I am fully open to being the weird one. I get it. I tend to use my computers in a really weird way in
Listen,
some
there are
cases,
people
man.
that store their files in the trash bin.
Oh yeah, that's my favorite though. That's where you're not sure if it's a good idea or whatever. So you're gonna put it there, and as long as you don't have the auto 30-day delete, then you're good. But I actually had someone that I was working with that actually did that, and the 30-day thing bit him, and he was very unhappy about that. And we were able to recover his file, but the fact remained that. Like he lost it. It was gone to him, and he was in a panic, in a tizzy. And I mean, we got there, but yeah, he was not happy about that. I'm like, man, we have a policy. It's it's domain wide. Like it goes away because people put really big things in there, and it just needs to be cleaned out every now and then. So maybe we just put a like a trash folder on your folder.
Oh, fake them out. Just
right.
Have it a folder, not a trash.
Yeah. No. The man started using the documents folder as intended. So
there you go.
We nipped that one in the bud. It was totally fine.
You want it,
right? Yep. Right. Yeah. But yeah, it took a panic for him to get there. But
that's bad. I mean, that'd be like TempFS stuff. Like you don't store stuff in there and expect it to survive.
Yeah, but I do actually leave it. So on all of my machines, I don't leave that policy enabled. So stuff that's in the trash, I do take stuff out of there sometimes, and like
it happens.
It can be months later, and I'm like, why did I delete this? And it could have just been that I accidentally tapped the delete key, but still. Okay, so I'm the weird one. I don't use the clipboard right. Fine. That looks cool. I like that.
What's Eris say? He says I don't want to be in an IT system where I can't keep my important files in the trash bin.
I know. It's
unacceptable.
That's where they go, man.
Yeah, we all joke. That's really crazy.
Oh yeah, OpenShift Kubernetes deployment for multiple years in temp.
Wow.
Well, sure am glad that didn't get cleaned out periodically. Or maybe you did. Maybe it did get cleaned out periodically, and that's why you were in a panic. Oh, no. We all have our trash can story, I guess. Oh, yeah, I wanted to talk about this. I saw it. I forget where I saw it, but there was a whole write-up about GNOME disks and how it now has this whole thing. But then I looked at it, and I'm like, wait a minute. Is that actually what is going on there? So, okay, I wanted to watch this. I haven't watched this. So so it lets you boot or lets you mount ISOs. Didn't it do that automatically? Oh, and then you can unmount it?
Oh, not automatically. I don't think you had all those features automatically.
Oh, did you see that? Okay, so it said there was a write to drive option. Look at this. Hold on.
Yeah, that's new. That is definitely new.
Yeah, I don't know if
you could always do it before, but it was a multi-step process.
Right.
It was like restore stuff. Yeah. It wasn't quite intuitive
Yeah.
for writing a ISO file to a USB, but you could do it.
Right. I think by default you double click it and it like mounts or something. But now when you double click it, you get the option of opening files, which is what I like to do sometimes, just to go and pick out like what the original configuration file was supposed to be on this or something like that. Unmount the disk image or mount it if it's already if it's unmounted. Write it to a drive, which is awesome, but it writes it in DD mode, doesn't it? Open disks to write the image to a drive. Well, I'm thinking like Rufus, right? That's one of those killer Windows tools that you just don't have anywhere else. Like Rufus.
Yes. You got to be careful with Rufus though. If you're not copying in DD mode, sometimes you'll end up in it'll be weird.
It'll be ISO mode or something. I mean that's the other one, right? ISO mode. But that's the mode that I always choose, unless it's like this one is a weird one. You should use DD mode, and I'm like, fine.
Yeah, but you got to be careful with how your disk is formatted because I don't think it changes the file system that your like USB is formatted in.
Oh.
So if you had like a FAT32 or something formatted thing,
Mm-hmm.
and then you want to stick a Linux ISO on there, it doesn't always play so well.
Huh. Interesting. Okay. So DD mode is safe.
I've seen weird errors that people come into the support chats and say hey, my thing is all wonky and it wrote it wrong basically.
Right.
Bits are missing and all kinds of corruption and whatnot. And so go try that again in DD mode and then it just works.
Right. Yeah, the only thing I don't like about that is okay, and again, this is just me using computers weird, man. I prefer ISO mode because it leaves the rest of the disk writable without having to create another partition next to like the ISO mode image, right? Or I'm sorry, DD mode DD'd image. So like I can use it as like kind of fake persistence or something, and then just write stuff to the flash drive. But right, like that's the wrong way to do it. You should just have a separate flash drive for that instead of trying to make it do the thing that I don't think it was supposed to do in the first place. Yeah, bad, Leo. Another use your clipboard correctly, okay? But yeah, so Neil says none of it's automatic. It's a new dialogue written in Rust. Oh, we have to talk about the Intel thing. Okay, speaking of Rust. Yeah. We go. Here we go. Forward call, Neil. We'll get there. And it's just part of the GNOME disk utility code base. So that's really cool. I like that a lot now that I know what it is, because I just seen that. And so about Rufus, and this is what you were talking about, right? Rufus will inadvertently corrupt Linux ISOs because its default mode, which is the ISO mode, I think is what I'm talking about, needs to know how the Linux ISO works to reconfigure it properly. And that is, so it reaches out to the internet to download like sysinfo, something or another. Because it asks me every now and then with newer ISOs, it's like, I've never seen this before. Let me go download this thing. Is that cool? And I'm like, yeah, of course, man. Just do what you got to do. I'm writing Linux ISOs. We got to go. And then I let it do its thing, and then it works. I've always had a really good experience with it. Obviously, not everybody does. But, and I think the reason why I got into Rufus in the first place is because I was, for a good couple of years, I was writing Windows ISOs left and right. And I never got frustrated enough to the point where I got that cool, like 10 plug USB thing where you just write them 10 at a time and just have them in a drawer, right? Yeah, so if it doesn't know, it does the wrong thing. So, okay, so, I see what you're saying. So, Fedora Media Writer is a response to broken flash drives created by Rufus. Is that, I think that's what you're getting at, yeah.
Yeah, I believe Fedora Media Writer is pretty fantastic, honestly.
Yeah, and okay, so
it's one of the best.
So the back end of Fedora Media Writer would probably just be the same thing as what you're clicking right to drive here, right, on the new GNOME disks thingamajiggy when you double click it.
Mm-hmm.
That's cool. So this reminds me a lot of, when you pop, okay, this is showing some age, I guess. You remember when you pop a DVD into a Windows machine back in the day? It gave you that list of things that you wanted. Do you want to copy all this to your photos? And I'm like, there's not a single picture on here, Windows. What are you talking about? But okay, let's do it. Let's see.
Yeah, so that's what we're talking about is the Gnome Disk Restore option. But this kind of speeds that up for you. It gets you there faster, I think.
Yeah. And Neil kind of sealed the deal with the checksum thing, right? Like it will check if it works, right? And Rufus will do that in DD mode. Like if it has something to check against, it will do that. But if you write it in ISO mode, it's just like, okay, you're good. And
then you're not.
Right. Well, maybe I have had issues with it, and it never occurred to me. I just wrote it again, and it was fine. But I don't know, man. So web, I saw there's a bunch of new development in web, but Firefox broke the account syncing. So in web, there's no more Firefox account sync, at least in the, 45.4, 46.3, and the new 47 beta. And I suppose they don't know if it's going to return because they don't know if Firefox is going to make it open again, right? Like that's kind of the hang up.
Well, the whole syncing thing, I mean, it really only exists in the ecosystem that you're in. So like even in the Chromium variants, right? Because they broke that a while ago too.
Oh yeah, so, they sure did.
Right. And so like Vivaldi's got their own thing, and I think Brave has theirs, and everybody's separate now, and no one intertwines with the other one. Don't cross the streams, I guess. But...
Yeah, that was it. And it was funny about the Vivaldi thing because it took me by surprise. I had apparently only half set it up. You have to set that encryption key before stuff starts syncing. So oops.
Well, that's good. You want encryption,
right?
Stuff.
Yeah, exactly. It was totally my fault. It had nothing to do with them. I just didn't finish the process to get it set up. Let's see. Whoa, that's cool. Hold on. We're going to have to... Okay, this is going to be something I got to test I can do that right now. And totally not blow up my my machine. So, okay, check this out. Flat... what was it called? It was called Binary. You think it'll just do that? Oh, yeah, look, Fizzy Izzy. Yep, there it is. Cool. I mean, look, this is something only a nerd would need, man. Like, how often do you convert the octal number 17 to hexadecimal? But I do a lot of binary to decimal and decimal to octal and all kinds of conversions all the time. Because I talk to people that are just learning how to do like networking and subnetting and stuff. And I don't personally like going down to binary. Like I feel like it's extra. You don't need to go that far. You don't got to think about it that hard. It's not like that. But there are some students that are just absolutely adamant about. Well, I want to know. Uh-oh, what is? Failed to get revoke FS. Are y'all watching this? Yeah, okay. Failed to get revoke FS fuse socket from system helper. Remote peer disconnected? Is that telling me that I can't download something?
I don't know. I tried again.
Well, hold on. What if I just... Oh, yeah, no, it's not installed, so that's it. Oh, no, there it is. No, it's there. Look at that. You just can't call it from the command line. Okay. Yay, look at that. Okay, cool.
Okay, so that's a little weird that it did that, but...
Look at that. Cool. Binary 2. That's octal. Decimal. Okay, yeah, see, just another one of those nerd things, man. Like, I don't know why. I don't know why I would need this application other than to just be like, oh, I need to calculate it really quickly. But this is the thing that...
well, I mean, it's a helpful teaching tool for you, I would think.
Yeah, it definitely is. It definitely is. And this is something that like KDE is trying to do, right? They're trying to get into this whole one purpose, one app idea, right? I think we talked about that the last live stream, where that is kind of where they're headed. So that is really cool. Exhibit. Ooh, new website for Planify. Ooh, I'm bad at planning. This is just a total non-starter for me. I'll plan it out, but it won't get done.
Yeah. Yeah, planning is only half the battle. You have to implement at some point.
Right. Definitely. And if it ain't fun, thanks. Thanks.
I know. Procrastination will set in.
Buddy, I'm really good at that. Like if there were a procrastination Olympics, ooh boy, I would be in the running.
Gold medals.
Yep. Oh, okay. So I was asking, right, on Mastodon, what I should put on this little B-Link S12 just to see what would run. The very first suggestion I got was this, SerpentOS PreAlpha. So not alpha, PreAlpha, baby. We're not even there yet. So
I know.
So I meant to do that. I stuck it on Ventoy and it didn't boot. So if I just click down a few more times, Ultramarine was the second thing that was suggested to me, and it did boot, which is why.
That's where you landed. Gotcha.
Yeah, that's why Ultramarine is on the machine and Serpent is not. So I guess I need to do a Fedora Media Writer DD mode onto a flash drive.
Yeah. So if you've only got the one thing on it, yeah.
Right, to try it properly and see if it actually works. But
well, there's a lot of kerfuffle around Ventoy as of late. I
don't
know if you've been paying attention to that.
Mm-hmm. Well, they've got a mob. They've got like an internet bot mob maybe.
And they're probably going to storm our chats.
Oh my God! I hope so. Right? I hope so. At me, come on,
bring it, right?
That would be awesome. So yeah, so we're not going to do a video about Ventoy today.
No. We're not going to recommend Ventoy here.
Not right now because it didn't work.
Yeah, so much for that. Being the only solution in 2024.
Right. So Fedora. Oh wait, so Fedora Media Writers is not installed. Oh, maybe that may be an Ultramarine decision though.
Yeah, it almost has to be because I'm feeling like it's a default on a regular Fedora machine.
Sudo DNF install Fedora. Is it like this? I'm just guessing. Is that right though?
I don't know. You could always do a search.
Well, it's gonna have to update every single repository ever in the entire history of Fedora before it actually checks. But we might get there. Hang on. Hey, see, there's RPM Fusion, Fedora non-free. Oh yeah, what's up with Terra? Uh-oh. Ultramarine's busted. Uh-oh. GPG signature verification. I just installed this. How is it broken? Oh, wait. I need to import it. Hold on.
It just wants you to update the keys.
Okay, cool. Okay, never mind. So it's only half broken.
There is some 404 errors.
That's not good.
It doesn't seem like, no.
I see.
I wonder if it's the mirrors you have set.
Well, I'm sorry. You need to rephrase that. The mirrors that Ultramarine set for me, yes.
Well, yeah, by default.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's weird. So, okay, I've seen Ultramarine.
Well, now you got to go figure that out, right?
Right. I've seen Ultramarine hawked as a very user friendly, no setup, no whatever, and I was kind of expecting that.
Well, I don't think so. There.
Did not expect 404s in the mirrors. That's interesting. But okay, all right. Surely there's a fix for that. I know there is. And it looks like the Fedora repos are fine. It is the Terra repo and the Ultramarine repo that are 404ing on me. So
yeah, so that's concerning.
Helium.ws. Tisk. What have I done? Maybe. Okay. What was the no match argument? Hold on.
Oh yeah, just try search.
What if I just search for writer? Surely it's in there. Oh, I know the repo's broken. I'm not asking you. More keys.
Media writer.
Maybe I need to physically type Y in here. Oh, it's just called. Oh, thank you. Oh wait, look, hold on.
Keys.
Let's verify. Let's verify. It probably is. I know it is, but I just want to see it in the LM. There it is. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it is just media. Oh, look at that.
Okay, cool.
Media writer. Okay, this will work, but it will still complain at me. Here, let's do this. There we go. Now it looks pretty. Okay. All right. So I'm going to use the Fedora Media Writer, obviously, because that's what I was told to use. Thought I had a flash drive. Well, I'll go find me a flash drive in a minute, and we will write this to the thing. I could have sworn I had one here. They're all gone. Oh, I have an idea. I don't have a flash drive, but I have an SD card. Do you think it'll work? You think it'll yell at me?
I don't know. Let's see what happens.
Okay, I thought I had an SD card. Where's my little holder? So prepared.
No. That's how it goes here.
I know, man. Writer. Okay, so we're ready. Let me get the ISO off real quick, and then we'll be also slightly more ready. See, this is what I mean. There's no icons down there, so there's no thing to get files. I just need files, man. Files. See, it's on Vento. I promise. It really was there. We're looking at Serpent. So so someone has to explain to me why Serpent. What? I think their focus right now was on tooling, right? I think that's even what Ike said in this write-up, right? Like,
yeah.
Serpent's not really anything yet because they were focusing on tooling and how to create the operating system, and now it's time to like actually turn the operating system into something. So the why question is probably not quite answered just yet.
Oh, there's Neil to answer all the questions.
Oh yeah, okay. So what's SerpentOS and why should I care?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, I'm here on my travel laptop, so like so I just wanted to double check.
No, you sound good.
You shouldn't care about SerpentOS.
Oh, great.
Okay.
Well, that makes my job real easy.
Okay, so in all seriousness, SerpentOS is at this point. So this is Ike's, for lack of a better phrasing, playground to experiment with whatever direction he wants to do for building a development platform.
Right.
And so he's experimenting with how he wants to deliver software, what kind of ways that the software is configured and shipped and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
So, like, for example, I think he wants to swap out GNU core utils with another alternative. And
Muscle.
like
stuff.
At one point he was exploring using Muscle instead of glibc, and there was all kinds of other stuff. This is why Solus is no longer going to be based on Serpent for Solus 5.
Oh, wait.
Right.
That's the new one that's coming out.
It's just a continuation of what they currently have.
What did I miss?
Right, just the new package management.
What did I miss? Hold on. Okay, so Solus 5 was going to be based on SerpentOS, but when did the decision to not do that happen?
I don't know if they publicly announced that.
Really?
They finally publicly announced it because I think the decision was made like a few weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow. Yeah, and the latest thing in Solus over here is in April. So, July. Oh, wait. Oh, no. Yeah, we talked about this, but they didn't talk about Serpent stuff. No, sure didn't. So, huh?
Well, okay, I might have spilled the beans. Don't say anything.
Okay, I won't, definitely.
Well, we'll erase the recording.
All right. Perfect.
Just
bleep. No, it's all good. Like, no, it makes sense. Really, honestly.
Yeah.
If it's not ready, don't try to force it.
Okay.
So they're still gonna adopt the package management tools. They're just because they still need a replacement for EO package.
Right.
And the Serpent tooling MOS can import and convert EO packages to Boulder and Stone packages. So they have a transition path for them.
That's cool.
Well, then that makes even more sense. So like it's going to be a transition time.
Yeah. So in this sense, if you look at it, you can think of Serpent and Solus in the same way you can think of Fedora and OpenSUSE. They're unrelated distributions that share common tooling.
Okay.
That's pretty cool. Okay.
I think so.
I guess there's probably not a whole lot that I can do with Serpent at the moment.
No, not really. Although they have a Cosmic They have a Cosmic in there.
Oh, really?
Cosmic and Gnome are what SerpentOS PreAlpha has.
Very cool. Okay, that's going to be my excuse for running Serpent then, is to poke at a maybe not working Cosmic. That'll be cool. That's real cool. I like that. All right, so that's the impetus there. Then, so let's find out: is Fedora Media Writer? Let me plug this in. I don't even know what's on this flash drive. Hopefully,
Yeah,
nothing.
you know what? Screw it. I guess I'm just gonna hang out here rather than going back downstairs.
Select.
That's cool.
So I came back. So this first day of Flock has been kind of hectic. So
Yeah.
I came back up here to kind of chill for a little bit before thinking about whether I want to go back downstairs to the after hours party stuff, which is like a board game night. It's like, you know what? I don't actually feel like getting up and going back out to go with there. So I'll just hang out here. Plus, like, I nearly lost my throat to today. So, well, because I basically spoke. I gave 2 talks today.
That's awesome.
Wow. Very cool. Let me
I have
see.
2 more tomorrow.
Hey, lots of hot tea, a little honey in there, that'll kind of soothe a little bit. Ginger's always good, man. So
I have to actually write the slides for one of them, but you know, that's fine. I'll figure it out.
a little procrastination there. Oh, no worries. I know. We were just talking about that. I know that.
Oh, it is so hard to be focused and want to actually do anything.
Man.
Yeah.
That's every day. Today is the day, Nitrux. Oh, wait, that's right. We did Nitrux a couple of years ago now.
We did. Yeah, it was a while ago. They have had a lot of changes, actually, since then.
Oh, look. There's a new, it's IE for improved efficiency, which highlights the changes to improve the battery efficiency. Okay, how are they doing that? How are they doing that? Let's see.
I don't know. They've had a ton of changes. Yeah, look, they got all different kernels and everything else. They rebased to Debian. Remember that?
I do remember that. That's right. And then,
well, more importantly, they rebased to a non-systemd Debian.
Oh,
right.
That's right. That's right. Because they weren't systemd even before.
Yeah. So what they were doing before, which frankly I thought was kind of nuts, was that they were taking Ubuntu and they were repackaging everything to switch back to Upstart.
Yep. Oh yeah. Right.
And so they just cut out the middleman there.
The problem is with systemd, but like it's a whole thing with that team.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I guess
they're not the only ones.
They kind of cut out all the extra work there and just went to Debian, where you can do that without the extra work. Oh, so they're
sure.
Yeah.
So AppArmor, they're keeping AppArmor.
Oh, AppArmor, what a miserable thing.
Dan, you can't say that. That's no.
I'm saying it.
No.
All right. That's one of the things that has really upset me.
Oh no.
Personally, in the last cycle, if you will, the current LTS now.
Yeah.
In Ubuntu, I feel like it was a little rushed. Let me put it that way.
So rushed in the same way that everybody being displeased with SE Linux was when it first came out, because there just weren't profiles for everything, right?
Exactly.
All right, what I missed.
Same exact thing. You didn't really miss.
They came by and I just had to tell them that I don't need them. So that's all.
Oh yeah, you didn't really miss anything other than we were raging against AppArmor.
Oh
yeah, AppArmor. Oh my gosh. So AppArmor.
See, Neil feels the same way. I know he does.
Oh gosh, no. So I worked at a Ubuntu shop for 8 years. Like I had Ubuntu AppArmor being special. The thing is, most of AppArmor's best tooling was on SUSE Linux, but most of AppArmor's development was done by Canonical for Ubuntu. So, and there were features that were added to AppArmor for only Ubuntu that were never upstream. So, like the other tooling and the rest of the ecosystem around AppArmor just never picked up any of that stuff.
Right.
Right.
It was just kind of a mess.
Yep.
And eventually, I think one of the things Canonical did was they just made it so that AppArmor logs didn't show up in the syslog anymore. So you just didn't know when AppArmor failures happened.
Oh.
They show up in the journal now, but you don't get any like the user doesn't get any indication unless you're trolling the logs.
Right.
Like your application
also,
might
that log is
just not
swamped
start.
too. Like it's really hard to find it.
Yeah. And there are tools that you can watch the AppArmor stuff. There's the AA notify thing, but that doesn't
Those are the
like
simple
people
things.
people don't go looking for that.
Well, also no one knows that they're there. That's
Exactly.
a whole other set of problems.
It's not intended to be user facing.
You're supposed to know. You're
Right,
just supposed to know.
Well, like when I was dealing with AppArmor stuff before, dealing with Ubuntu AppArmor, for me it was, okay, I would go to Yast and go to the AppArmor console, and it would like give me all this profile information, give me like suggestions and recommendations in a coherent graphical interface.
Yeah.
Right,
One of the reasons why I actually prefer SE Linux over AppArmor isn't because SE Linux is simpler, it's a more complicated system. The tooling is way more mature. People put a lot more effort into making it easier to troubleshoot and recover from an SE Linux denial than what you have with AppArmor. The AppArmor tooling outside of what SUSE had is super immature.
Yeah. It makes sense.
And the SUSE people are moving away from AppArmor.
Yeah. So it'll just be an Ubuntu only thing?
That leaves Ubuntu alone with AppArmor.
I know.
Yeah. So was the SE Linux tooling around that, the stuff that's missing in Ubuntu and AppArmor, was that always available?
It has been available for SE Linux since at least 2008.
Wow. Okay.
So SE Troubleshoot has been around for a very long time.
Right.
And it has a graphical front end and a command line front end and a web front end now.
Oh, nice.
Oh, okay. So like you can see it in Cockpit.
Right. I was going to say it's probably in Cockpit. That's cool. I like that.
So there's an SE Troubleshoot front end for Cockpit now, which is really handy. It actually like gives you cross references and all that other fun stuff. It's great.
Wow. All right.
And also, if you're using RHEL in particular, and you're leveraging their what they call the hybrid cloud console, their analytics platform, like when you have your machines connected to their hybrid cloud console, can actually give you suggestions based on information they have in their knowledge base and stuff like that to help you repair and resolve issues like that in a snap.
Yeah. Yep. I
There's
think
like
that's
a
it.
whole
Like
amount of value out there.
it is. It's the user experience that is really lacking, I feel like. And I don't know, would it kill you to throw up a notification to say your application failed to start because AppArmor, right?
Well, one of the biggest things that was a pain in the butt for me when I was an administrator of thousands of Ubuntu servers was, and actually, yes, it was in thousands, was the number of times that MySQL failed because of a spurious AppArmor profile configuration error. And like figuring out that it was AppArmor's fault was unconscionably hard.
Yep. Well, I can tell you from a desktop environment experience, it's worse because it's a lot worse, right? Because you're not thinking to look in those places. It just like you click on the application and it doesn't do anything, and you think my machine is broken.
Right.
Right, and it's worse than SE Linux in this sense, because in SE Linux what happens is you get AVC denials that show up and pop up everywhere. Everything is noisy about AVC denials. But AppArmor doesn't use the AVC denial system, so you don't get those messages.
Yep.
That's the most are normal syslog errors.
Right.
If they show up at all.
And so as somebody that, tries to help with support, it's really frustrating.
Oh my God, it sucks.
Send in your logs.
Yeah.
Well, but they're not there. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Like, so, I started administering servers, in a professional sense that were Ubuntu servers, starting with Ubuntu 10.04 all the way through into 22.04. And for most of that time where I had to care about this stuff, right, that there was a policy change in Ubuntu which suppressed logging for AppArmor because they didn't really want people to have to deal with it. Because they wanted it to be perceived as better than SE Linux from a supportability point of view. It really wasn't. Like, the tooling was less mature, and And the documentation around both SE Linux and AppArmor are weak on documentation. But my goodness, finding out how you deal with AppArmor profile debugging is so much harder than debugging for SE Linux policies. Like, and yes, I understand writing an AppArmor profile is easier than writing an SE Linux policy module, but not by that much.
Yeah.
It is crazy easy, but it wouldn't be something that I would expect from a normal, graphical user interface user. You know what I mean? It's there's no GUI tool to be able to write your profile. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the SE troubleshoot will generate you a policy module to resolve an issue if you have one.
Right.
It'll even give you suggestions and have confidence levels and stuff like that.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
That's huge.
Like it's so different.
Mm-hmm.
The usability levels are so different because, and I think it was because of how badly people reacted to SE Linux when it was first introduced. Red Hat poured a lot of time and money into improving the user experience for working with SE Linux. And no one ever did that for AppArmor.
Right.
Well, I think it's going to happen here real soon.
Well, that's why I keep asking that question, right? Like, how was the deployment of SE Linux, and how was that? Because I know there was a lot of pain with that, and then we're just going through the same thing with AppArmor. So it's a matter of.
No, but the thing is, AppArmor's been around now for 20 years.
Oh, sure, right. But now, But now we're. So what is the
doing
change
more
here?
enforcement.
Right, exactly. Because we're
doing more enforcement.
We're enforcing
right?
it now.
So there's more things that aren't working.
Exactly.
And,
that was the difference, right? It wasn't the release of it.
But AA enforcing has been the mode for Debian for like 5-6 years now. If that wasn't enough to make people improve the profiles, I don't know why anything else would be.
Well, I don't know. I've seen a whole lot more pain about it now than I ever had in the past. So whatever that catalyst was, if it's not this one, it may just be time to move on. But it'll be a good few cycles honestly, before Ubuntu leaves it.
Yeah, honestly, 23.10 is where they turned a lot of more enforcement on.
Yeah.
And so now that 24.04 is out,
right.
People are really noticing, and there are a lot of bugs. There's a couple big bugs that have a lot of applications that don't have default profiles written for them, and so the pushback was for the packagers of those applications to have AppArmor profiles that go with the packages.
Rather, so like the same transition that's happening with SE Linux right now, where we're breaking up the monolithic policy and saying each of the application packages need to be carrying their SE Linux policy modules.
Yep. So
like, it's all thing that's happening here.
It's all the stuff that happens in user namespace.
Oh, you're so screwed. That is a whole mess right there.
I know.
So AppArmor is the only LSM that supports user namespaces, but user namespaces adds a whole new dimension of complexity to for policy management. Because now you have to actually somehow prescribe how those profiles apply with user namespaces, and like this is absolutely because that's what snaps do. But snaps generate based on a very strict subset of AppArmor profile features, or Ubuntu AppArmor features particularly, because they use some Ubuntu specific features that don't exist upstream. But they generate very tightly constructed AppArmor profiles for the snaps.
Yep. And that's what makes the confinement so great.
Well, that explains why they're turning AA enforcing on in Ubuntu and why they didn't care that it was completely broken for 24.04.
Right.
Because they don't care, because if you're using a snap, it's not actually a problem.
That's it, right?
But
use snaps.
But
solve all your problems.
Not everything's a snap.
Well, it should be, Dan. I mean, that's the reason
they want it to be.
Yeah, and this is it.
I know, but we're so far away from that. Let's be real. There are so many
push you off the snap cliff, man.
I didn't say it was realistic, Dan. I just said this is what they want.
Look, you're just gonna have to take the dive, go into snaps, and that's it. That's the deal. Just do snaps, Kay. That's the answer.
Listen, I'm not opposed to using them necessarily. I just
for everything. for everything.
it just like it doesn't exist. It's just not there.
Well, that's what you got to do. You got to make it. You got to create all the snap packages. Dan, that's you.
I
That's
got time for that.
That's a Dan problem.
No.
I think Dan will leave Ubuntu before he goes and does all.
Ooh,
of this.
that's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work to make those things.
Oh, yeah.
So Snapcraft packaging can be easy, but the stuff that like desktops and stuff, that's a lot.
That's a lot more. Yeah.
Yeah, Popey was just
That's
in
a lot
here.
more.
I'm sure he can go on and on about how amazing the snap process is. Like, it's good. It's automatable and all that kind of stuff. But
Alan will just say awesome things about
of
that.
course.
Yeah, but the thing is, he can tell you how much work it is, though, too. Because
Right.
Oh yeah,
Exactly.
no, for sure.
he did more than
I mean,
anybody
I
probably for a while.
I learned how to make snaps too, and then I realized how much maintenance this was going to be, and I never published a single one because I didn't want to deal with it.
Yep.
I liked the snapping experience, but I understood that the maintenance was going to be so much harder.
Yeah. Yep.
So, speaking of maintenance,
And then I was still
go ahead.
and then also I was also philosophically opposed to the idea of releasing open source software without the way of releasing the correct source bundles to go with it.
Yeah.
Because like compliance is still important, and I also care about like doing the right thing. And like this is actually something I feel about both Flatpak and Snap. Is like this is just not a thing that's solved.
Yeah.
Because no one cares.
Listen, there's a
And
GitHub
the
link in there
analog-
somewhere. That's it. That works,
but
right?
that's not sufficient for most of those licenses.
Look,
No, it is
man,
not.
the code is there. Okay, it's open. That's yeah.
Well,
Gosh.
Just point.
But the other thing is, that's why when you look at the store, you see a ton of them that say proprietary on them, because they don't
Yeah.
actually put the correct
Right.
license that
And there's
goes
a
along with
fallback
it.
to just say proprietary.
Exactly.
The
So
compliance situation with snaps, flatpaks, and app images is so sad.
yeah.
Oh,
So
yeah.
speaking of
Don't
all
even
of
get me
those.
started on app images.
Oh,
That's another
don't
one.
worry, Dan. We're getting there. I promise. But first,
Okay.
we
Oh
gotta
my gosh.
we gotta
So-
talk about.
Oh, did they ever fix the whole mounting thing with the fuse and the whatever? And no, oh god.
Is this
No.
the Manjaro thing? So wait, is this about the immutable thing or just about Manjaro overall?
No, we're just talking about app images.
Oh
Flip
no,
views stuff.
no, they
Yeah,
have
no.
not. That is still a Fuse
No.
2 thing, so that's fun.
Mhm.
But it's been months. How is it not fixed?
Well,
Months?
because
It's been years.
I don't right. Isn't it
Well,
not
it's been months since you started complaining about it again.
right? But
Oh well, yeah, that's fair.
I was gonna say because it's not. I mean, as the way that they see it, it's not
a
a
10-year-old
right, but it's not a them
Yeah.
problem. It's your distribution doesn't ship Fuse 2, therefore it's a distribution problem. That's the way they see
Right.
it. Isn't it?
Yeah, but this is also AppImage needs to upgrade to Fuse 3
Right.
right now.
But you know,
They
distributions.
didn't want to. Yeah.
I know they didn't want to. They don't. That's not the point.
Yeah, but distributions
is-
could just ship Fuse 2 and all the problems will be solved and AppImage will be supported again.
In perpetuity.
Right. Forever. Yes.
Forever, despite the fact that it's unmaintained.
Listen,
Right.
that's not the way AppImage sees it, is all I'm saying.
Oh yes, if it were up to the AppImage people, we would also never upgrade glibc ever.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
you could do that. Right? Forever?
No,
Yeah.
No.
Sure.
no,
Listen,
no.
we don't know what bugs are. Okay? I need my AppImage to work.
You know, honestly, I am honest to God surprised that the AppImage people don't just say use Rel 7 or 8 or whatever to make all of your stuff, because that's actually frozen.
Yeah.
Like that's a
Yep.
frozen in time release platform.
What 2204,
And-
right? Or was that the first one or the second one that
No, 2204 was where it started to go south.
Okay.
Because that's where libfuse
That's
2
the
was
Fuse-
not
that's where they ripped
included.
out Fuse
So
2.
2004. We still got years. We still got years of support. What is it? 12 years too?
No, we don't.
Yeah.
No, we don't.
Yeah,
You just
with
gotta-
ESM.
Well, yeah, but
yeah, but
that's free.
But Fuse isn't part of that.
Listen, so what I'm saying is Pro Bono PD just really wants you to use ESM and Ubuntu. That's really what this is about.
I don't think so.
Man,
No,
how else?
I think he would rather that a fork get stuck into that. Like he really doesn't like that model at all.
But how else? How else are we going to be able to run our app images without having to apt install Fuse 3, right? Like
Well, like Neil said, you just run Rel 7 and just keep that going.
or Ubuntu 2004. I mean, It works.
No, because that's too new. That's too new. That's the problem.
It is kind of new, yeah.
Ancient. That's the point.
Okay, 1804 with ESM still works. Yeah, speaking of Popey, he said he was running a 1404, so it's all good.
Yeah, there it is.
All good.
There you go. You got it right there.
Okay.
1404 is sufficiently ancient.
That's good.
Good old trusty.
That's it, man.
Yep, the trusty tar with its, tarish upstart and all that stuff.
Yeah, upstart.
So we figured it out. We figured it out. If you want to use app images, use Ubuntu 1404, problem solved. Okay, guys, pack it up. We're done.
Here's the other thing about app images that you're going to love. They stub out libaparmor and libsc Linux, so if applications that are actually policy aware, they don't function correctly.
Listen.
Automatically, they generate a stub library and attach it in place of the real one.
Who needs a policy?
Which is another thing. Yeah, that's another thing we're finding out here in 2404 too.
Who needs applications? Okay, like you have an operating system, right? You have an operating system. What more could you want? That's it. That's all you need.
And we also don't need app images anymore. That'd be great.
Who? Now, see, I don't find myself ever needing them. Like, I mean, it's nice to
I genuinely don't use them.
Yeah.
No, I don't
have
either.
a reason to use
On
them.
purpose.
I know there are people that only use app images, like they refuse to use Snap and Flatpak. But they don't want to use the distribution package because they want a newer one or something like that. They will always go app image, but I mean, if they're on the newer Ubuntus, they're gonna be feeling some of that. But
you can get around it, but it's hard.
Yep. It's gonna be fun. So Manjaro, right? Me and
Oh, what about Manjaro?
Hold on, good news? Question mark. Me and Dan have been on Aurora for a little while, right? The immutable KDE with batteries included. That's a word. With Ultramarine, they say it in Ultramarine that batteries are included. I like that phrase, because everything works, right? Like you go to YouTube, the videos are working and they're working well, and you can just download an MP4 from rando places, and it works in whatever video player you have. So batteries included, right? Aurora is the immutable one. Ultramarine is the not.
It's Kino White, but yeah,
right. The Ultramarine is not immutable. So that's the big difference between the two. But now Manjaro's getting into the immutable game.
Jump on the bandwagon.
They're ready to do this, man. So, is this going to fix any of the problems that Manjaro has been experiencing?
No, because Manjaros are not technical.
Well, sort of. Okay. Right, but let me explain, right? Like, so in Aurora, it comes with DistroBox, which allows you to run non-immutable containers. Well, I guess right, yeah, and then
they are immutable.
Exactly, I know, and that's why I kind of but right,
the containner,
the way that you use them don't feel immutable, right? So like you can just install packages and stuff, and so like the big thing that got me with Manjaro is that the AUR will break the rest of everything because you're on this weird like timeline thing. Because Manjaro will hold back updates for weeks.
The gate updates, yeah.
Right. And then the AUR expects them
They don't gate, they just pause them.
Right.
There's a difference, right? Gating implies there's some kind of checking?
Right. Time.
Oh, yeah, good point. Yeah,
because
it's only paused is a better term.
Yeah, time is their test, right? Not actually okay. But so in this way,
is why it's so bad.
Yeah, well, in this way, you can get an Arch container and then install the AUR in that container and then install AUR apps in that container, and those things will be fully up to date. So you would be able to independently handle your AUR packages and still live on Manjaro. So in a way,
I can do that now.
A potentially stupid question.
It's not, I bet.
What is the point of using Manjaro if you're not using Manjaro anything?
Listen, I listen. I don't have a good answer for that at all. But
no,
the idea of an immutable Arch is just interesting to me, and I think Manjaro is the first one? Question mark?
No, SteamOS is.
Yeah,
true.
absolutely.
Okay. But it's not, I can't put this on my B-Link S12 and then use it, can I?
You're not supposed to put Arch on regular computers in the first place.
That's what everybody that does hashtag ArchBTW tells me all the time. Arch is a regular, usable, everyday operating system. That's what I've heard a million times.
Leo?
Mm-hmm.
No.
It explains why I'm using Aurora. I mean, but still, it is a very common refrain.
Right? Like in all seriousness, it is actually fairly common to see derivatives of Arch that do something like this for a particular purpose, because the fire hose for Arch and the lack of quality assurance at the Arch level, like it again, their philosophy is that they just take it and ship it and recover after the fact.
Right.
When you're trying to build a particular experience on top of that quicksand, you have to throw water on it to solidify it a little.
Right.
And that is what a lot of them do. They'll either A, snapshot repositories and repoint everything.
There you go.
Or B, they will create images and lock everything down and remove the package manager.
Right.
Or C, they will do some mixture of the two.
Right.
So
Valve does B, right?
What?
Valve does B, right?
No, Valve does C.
Oh, so it's a mixture. So you can still add stuff.
Yeah, you can unlock the SteamOS operating system and then use Pac-Man. You're really not supposed to, but you can do it. It's supported.
Yeah, I haven't done it.
You can upgrade into a new operating system image and then it's all wiped away.
Yeah, I've got
You can layer stuff on though too.
So
it's a layer until the point that you do an upgrade. When you upgrade, it swaps the operating system partitions to the new one.
Right.
And everything you put into the rootfs is gone.
Okay. So yeah, and I haven't had to do that with anything here. I mean, I just use it as a console. So I don't touch any of that.
Yeah, you're not touching it. Yeah.
And then again, you could use whatever at that point.
Right. Interesting. Yeah. Now, the only reason that I was considering doing anything other than just running Steam on top of it was because I needed to figure out a way to do like screen mirroring so that I could send one thing to the stream. And then right, exactly, and my first inclination, because I've had such a good time with Aurora, is just I'll just use Bazite, because that's it's made for that, and it's tested on this particular platform, so it was a no-brainer if I were to go down that route. But I just thought it was interesting that Manjaro, or at least a few people on the Manjaro team, are testing the waters on this, and I agree.
Well, they're doing it. They're doing it for a couple of reasons, right? The first reason is there's a general expectation that distribution right now it's a bit. I won't go far as to say it's a fad because I don't know whether it is or not. But there's a general expectation that at least everyone who's anyone should be trying to do something in this space at the very minimum to look like they're relevant. Whether or not they actually believe in it is a separate issue. But everyone wants to be part of this. And so me personally, I have never been fully sold on this idea of quote unquote immutable or anti-hysteresis or whatever you want to call these operating systems.
Mm-hmm.
But when I did my first talk at Academy in 2020 to reintroduce Fedora KDE to everyone, you know what the number one question I got from everyone is
it immutable?
KDE Silverblue?
Yeah.
Where's the KDE Silverblue? So I spent the next year working out with people to launch one, and that's where Kinoite comes from.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
But but I personally didn't I didn't see a whole lot of point to it initially, because strictly speaking, it's a downgrade from your basic desktop experience.
Yeah, I mean, if you expect it to work with a package manager and a lot of the tools that come shipped with Fedora, right? Yeah, it is kind of a downgrade. And I had this argument with Eric Adams that he couldn't get some stuff to work on it, and I'm like, but you could. You could. The amount of tinkering you do, you could.
Yeah, well, when you have a hammer in your hand, everything looks like a nail.
Right.
So I mean, it's not necessarily the right approach, right?
Right. So you have to think about it.
And so the way I kind of look at these kinds of systems is that you have to think about what is your use case, what kind of purpose are you doing it?
Right.
Is it appropriate? Yeah. Me as an operating system developer, this platform makes no sense for me.
Right. Exactly.
There are people who are either providing for a very limited use case, for example, kiosk systems, or if you are providing a desktop computer in an environment where kids are going to be using it, those are two cases where you probably want this reprovisionable anti-hysteresis, or what some people mistakenly call immutable type platform.
Yeah.
Because then you get those properties that make it maintainable in the long run. Right? It really just depends on what you're trying to do. I view Kinoite personally, not everyone in the Fedora KDE team shares this view, but I personally view it as the building blocks of a platform that you can build purposeful experiences on.
Mm-hmm.
And so I view Bassite as a success because it builds on Kinoite to provide a purposeful experience.
Yes.
You don't go and look for software for that because the software you care about is already integrated into the experience.
Yeah.
And that's exactly how I view Aurora, because it has all those things included.
Right. Batteries included.
Already for me. But I add very little, right? And
right.
At least for me, in my laptop use case anyway. And so it has all those things already included. So it completes the user experience right out of the box.
Yeah. And I'm kind of the same way, right? Like where the only things that I'm adding are straight from FlatHub anyway. So
right.
It works, and I still have these little moments and snapshots in time essentially that I can roll back to whenever I need to. And I actually needed to maybe a couple of weeks ago, and it was so easy. You just down one arrow, hit enter, do the update again, wait a day, right, for the new thing to come out, and then rebase, and you're good. So
and skip right over the bad section.
I like that. That I think is really all I need out of a system. I know ButterFS snapshots can do a lot of the same thing.
They can.
But yeah, I just don't find myself needing DNF ever on a system that I don't need to tinker with RPM. That's why Ultramarine is kind of is appealing to me too, because it's that batteries included thing. I don't have to go add it, but it's still added. And obviously, the Ultramarine repositories are broken right now, or at least those.
Well,
it was a mirror.
Well, the Ultramarine people are here at Flock as well.
Oh, cool! I know. Yeah, I meant to today go back and watch.
Yeah, they had a
talk.
Yeah.
Yep. So I don't imagine like they have any direct control over whether a mirror is up or down. It might just be down for a little bit, and I need to try it again in a little bit. But I guess worst case scenario, they have to remove it off of the list of usable mirrors. I just caught it at the perfect time to get the wrong mirror. But
but that's just like how my experience is whenever I try to install an OpenSUSE system.
The mirrors?
I always get the wrong mirror.
Oh no!
I get bounced to either an Eastern European mirror or a Japanese mirror, both of which are way too slow for me here in the States.
Yeah. And I always, if James Madison University is pretty central to the U.S., so no matter where I am, they're a pretty good target. They have a huge fat pipe, and anytime they're an option, I'm like, thank you, James Madison University. Props.
Yes.
For me personally, Clarkson is my choice.
I always see them on the list too.
Literally a mile away.
Oh, well, you get the full bandwidth to the face.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Yeah.
I mean, when I worked for Datto, I just used their mirror. Because,
right.
Duh.
Yep, exactly. That's 2 floors down.
Right. Yeah.
So I told you we were going to talk about AppImage. So there's now a application called Gear Level. Get this. I think I read this earlier. You get Gear Level from Flatpak. Please tell me that I read that right. This will be hilarious.
What?
Hold on. Let me see. So Gear Level, single runtime containing all the dependencies needed for an app to run in a... Oh, that's AppImages. Let me see. Where did I read that? And if you don't, blah, blah, blah. Gear Level is simple, straightforward. Pin them, blah, blah. Okay, Joey, how do you get it in? And sound good? Oh, okay. No, you gotta do it. You gotta do it yourself.
Flatpak to manage app images.
No, okay, I was wrong about that. It's not. Well, okay. You know what? Let me just Flatpak search.
It's on FlatHub. It's a Flatpak to.
Are you kidding? It really is.
Yeah, it really is. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh my God, it is.
Potentially unsafe.
Flatpak.
This is a home for it has all the perms, but it is community built, and that makes it okay, right?
Yeah,
Sure.
of course. Hold on. Flatpak install gear lever. Oh yes. Oh yes. The irony. The irony. Oh my God,
I mean,
that's
this
so
is
cool.
just-
Oh, there it was. Yeah. Get gear lever on FlatHub. I love it. I love it.
Exist?
This is so great because then you install gear lever and then you go get your first app image and then it still doesn't work because you don't have Fuse 3. That's Fuse 2. Fuse 2.
Yeah, this is actually worse.
Yeah. Oh, I love it. What a weird thing, man. No, you're just kind of tripping all over yourself at this point. I love the irony. It just doesn't get any better. All right. Well, props to Majora's for creating this. I'm sure it works. I don't have any. Oh, you know what? I do. Hold on.
Oh,
let me see.
Oh, the README for this is glorious because it lists at the bottom, oh, what about on AppImage Hub or the AppImage Store? At the moment, there are no plans to integrate any type of hub, store, repository to Gear Lever. Why? Because the existing ones have a very poor selection of apps, and most of these apps are just unofficial ports.
That's
a little hard. That's a little hard. Because I don't know what to tell you, but like that's also true for FlatHub.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
It sure is. Okay, so
and definitely the Snap Store.
Okay, so let me bring this up.
People don't realize how rare it is for actually a Flatpak or a Snap and to a lesser extent an app image is actually made by the people who develop the software because even in this era, they don't want to do it.
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, here we go. I want to use gear lever because I thought it was pretty clever, right? However you feel about app images, people use them sometimes, and it's really a pain.
Sure, whatever. Like, you want to make a GTK UI for doing app image management, more power to you.
I mean, they exist. So I wanted to download something.
Kden Live is shipped as an app image. Like
it is, yeah.
So is Krita. Like, I know that they exist.
Yep. So gear lever is the only way that doesn't require the command line to actually, well, we'll find out if it works, but to actually make it work, right? So, all right, here we go. So I downloaded Audacity. Okay, there it is. All right, get started. Drag and drop an app image here or click on the plus icon if you don't see your app. Check the selected folder is correct. Okay, so I'm going to drag and we're going to drop. Oh, okay. Drop your file. Cool. Please verify the source of this app before. No, I trust everything I download from the internet. Let's unlock.
It totally looks legit. I don't know why you'd be verifying anything.
Verify what?
Verify?
Yeah. Okay, hold on. What do I do first? Launch or move to the app menu? Well, obviously I want to launch it, but what does move to the app menu do?
I think it puts it in your, the start equivalent thingy.
Okay. So it should be in here then. Oh, it is. Look at that. Okay. Look at that. It's number 2.
Worked.
It's in there. All right. So it gave me
it did that much.
It created me a little desktop icon thing. Not icon, but, file. Oh, it'll check for updates for me. So I would bet that that's not available in every app image because there has to be some kind of like mechanism to do that.
Yeah, they aren't all. That's another problem with app images.
Right.
They don't all work the same when it comes to updates. Some of them self-update. Others require you to download it yet again and just overwrite your thing.
According to the app image team, that's a developer issue and not an app image issue.
It's a developer choice.
Right. There we go. There we go. Choice. Very correct. All right. So let's launch this. So I guess I can just launch everything from here. Look at that. Okay.
Sure. And it worked. Well, how about that?
That was super glitchy. Now I can hear and see you again.
Yay.
Yeah.
All right. That was actually pretty easy. What is the word? Assuages a lot of the pain. That this is why I avoid app images because I don't want to have to track them down. Remember where I put them, like change the name of them, or don't, and then the name is horrific. set the execute bit, double click on it sometimes, or put it in a binary folder so I can find it later. Like, that's so annoying. Where does it put them though? I think it told me.
Did it moved it, right? It's not in your downloads folder anymore.
Yeah, it's called Home Leo App Images. It's just in a directory called App Image, and it's called Audacity. It did the thing. It did the thing that I do. So the thing that I do is I just rename the app image to the name of the binary, whatever that is, .app image, but I make it all lowercase because some of the app images are capital A, capital I app image, and some are not, and then some are full caps, and that's just annoying. So I have to make them consistent because I'm just that guy. But okay, and then you click on...
You're supposed to consistently call it app image and title case. That's supposed to be the file extension.
Right, and gross. No. I don't... It's lowercase. Just make it all lowercase,
you take it up with Simon Peter.
Oh, I'm gonna.
He's the one who chose that.
Listen. I will take that to him as well as the Fuse 3 argument. We'll see how far that goes.
Not far.
Not far at all.
We're just treading water at this point. But that was... Okay, so, app image argument aside, the gear lever thing is actually pretty clever, and it works. And I like that. So I'm going to test it one more time. I want to see what it looks like if you have more than one.
And I'm super curious about what happens when it comes time for updating these things, how that experience goes, because that's another challenge.
Okay. Well, I think it'll work in some and not in others because the developer has to build in the update thing for it to check and then know, because otherwise it's just not going to work. Okay. But
so that's what I want to know, though. I want to know how that goes, too. And you can only know that over time.
Right. And big applications. Krita is, I think, in the Linux community, a pretty big application.
I think so.
First and foremost, the big blue button is download the app image. So,
it is. Yeah.
For better or for worse, it is certainly something that is a first-class citizen from most software. Like, I think Kdenlive is the same way, right? But they're like brother-sister kind of situation, right?
They are.
Yeah. So, Kdenlive, let's go over here. I'm going to download
they're siblings.
I'm going to download 2 of them. Why not? Let's have 3 applications.
Oh, yeah. Let's see if we can kill your internet bandwidth.
I'm actually watching. I'm actually watching the bitrate going out of OBS because I don't want it to die. I'll stop it if it gets to that point. So I'm gonna wait for this one to finish first. That's not too bad. That's 9 megabytes per second. What is that? 9 times 8? Yeah, that's a lot. That's 80 megabits, man. I'm actually using good Wi-Fi over here. Yeah. Okay. So Kdenlive is slightly different in that app image is on top, but looks exactly the same as the Flatpak way to get the software. So you would still need to know. See, and that's another issue, right? Like, one is installable and one is standalone on the Windows side. Like, I think if you've installed Windows software, you kind of have an idea, right? And the first one is installable. You download it, it's an exe, you double-click on it. And I guess that's why app image is number 1. Because Flatpak is what? The Flatpak ref file or something?
Yeah, that's what you're going to get, yeah.
See, when I click on it, what happens? Oh, yeah, okay, and then it takes you to FlatHub, and then you click install. And then
but you could also... they could also provide a Flatpak bundle file if they really wanted to.
Right. Oh, yeah, look.
You could.
So in Ultramarine, what happens? Okay. So so cool. I wanted to do some testing on Ultramarine too. So it'll just take the flat ref file, whatever that is, and then it...
Flatpak ref, it's just a pointer to what it is,
right,
and where the remote is, and all that fun stuff.
In the store. Okay, cool. So, like... Yeah. That I didn't expect that to not work, but I'm glad that it does.
Yeah, so the back ends are installed there for you, so you can do that.
Yeah. And even if it wasn't right, like, it doesn't even matter if the flat hub is installed. The Flatpak ref thing has a direct link to where it comes from, and so it still works.
Yeah, that's why I said, like, it has the remote.
Yeah, exactly. All right, so those should be downloaded. Let's see. All right. Okay, how about this? Can we do 2 at a time? Okay. Where do I click and drag from? Oh, it's up here. Oh, I'm so used to GNOME and there not being a title bar. Oops. All right.
Well, that means you should get out of that habit.
Right? I should.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm doing it with KDE. I've Aurora. It's saving me. This looks only like 1 icon, but I have 2 selected. Okay, let's see what happens. Okay, it took them both. Okay. Move all to the app menu. Look at that. Do you really want to do it? Yeah, verified. Did you see me verify it? I totally verified it. It's verified.
They're perfect.
Yeah.
Everything's good. This is
Create.
fine.
It's in
It's
there.
okay. Just run the app image. It'll blow away your computer and it'll be fine.
Listen, okay, that's fine. I didn't need it. I didn't need it anyway.
Well, it looks like it worked.
Wow, look at that. There's Caden. And let's see, we'll launch Krita this way. There's Krita. Okay, so again, Gear Lever's fantastic.
Okay, it does make it easy. You got me on that one.
If you have to use app images, this is the way. They've convinced me.
I do find it funny that they don't even make an app image for Gearlight.
Yeah. That should be the first app image you install, right? To install all your other app images.
Right. So,
Yeah.
so in new distributions, are we going to see Gear Lever just be installable or installed by default? I think that's the play. But
Well, installing Flatpaks by default is hard. Come to find out.
True. So okay. So even if Gear Lever was installed by default, how would you like let people know how to do it? And then you would just
Remember, there's no integration with any of the app image stores.
right. Yeah, exactly. There's no way to get new ones. You have to go do the Windows way of go get it and then bring
Go
it
to
in.
the website, download it.
Strictly speaking, is terrible.
Yeah. So maybe what you do
Well, and
is
it's not even the Windows way anymore because they have a store too.
yeah. Well,
Sure.
true.
But also,
but-
even back before that, it was normal for applications to provide an updater mechanism, so you didn't have to
Yeah,
go look for it.
oh yeah.
And in the
yeah.
Mac
Right.
world, because you don't install stuff, the applications have to know how to update themselves. So
Yeah.
that's why the Sparkle framework exists in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? Sparkle wouldn't exist if it weren't for the fact that there was no central way for a long time on macOS to do that.
Right.
Yeah. So
And even before that, Windows installer frameworks, if you used Install Shield or any of these others, I used to, I have made
yeah.
Windows installers with those commercial tools before. They include self-updater tooling
yeah.
that you can integrate with your application as part of your delivery process.
Listen, I'm a ride or die with the Nullsoft installer, okay? Because I'm a Winamp fan, and let me tell you, I'm so glad that Winamp is not dead. Not open, but not dead. So yeah.
Well, go make them open.
What? I can't. They've already tried. Well, they said okay. It was reported open, and then Nullsoft didn't say anything like that, or whoever owns Winamp now. I forget who it is now. But that would be cool. But that we have XMMS. Well, no, what is it? Audacious. That's the one, right?
Yes, we have Audacious.
Yeah.
It's close.
I mean, Slackware still ships XMMS, so we still have it.
Why would you want? I mean, that's just GTK1.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
I don't want the back end. It looks like Winamp. It works like Winamp. I press play and it plays and it has all the visualizations that Winamp. I mean, that's all I want is Winamp. Okay, if I have to run Slackware to get that, I'll do it.
Morbidly curious. I'm now morbidly curious. XMMS.
Yeah, it's dead. Oh, it's long dead.
Yeah,
Like development is gone, long gone. But Slackware still ships it. It's not in the pasture folder yet.
Thank goodness it was retired in Fedora 34. What is scary is that it was retired in Fedora 34.
Hold on.
Yeah, that's
Hang on.
6 releases ago.
Flatpak search XMMS. Come on.
XMMS was at -41 when it was retired.
Wow, they have little hooks. So when you search for XMMS and Flatpak, it points you to either Audacious or QMMP. That's cool.
Oh, good. So they're not actually shipping XMMS.
No.
That's
no.
good.
But that's horrifying that I just now learned that we actually had XMMS in Fedora until Fedora 34.
Yeah. But
From a CVS snapshot.
Yeah. That even get.
Dated
yeah.
November 17th, 2007.
Wow. Okay. That's cool. No.
All right. So we're not positive Immutable or at all is not a fad. But what about these Snapdragon devices? Are these going to be a passing fad, or is ARM really the future?
No.
Wait, no, what?
Dad has reflexively said no.
Yeah, that was immediate. I want to know. What do you mean? Why?
Well, I mean, you're figuring it out. I mean, you see a lot of trend to go back to the x86 platform with smaller, with like performance cores and efficiency cores going on with the processors and stuff. So
You mean the Intel 13th and 14th gen processors that are currently rusting and exploding?
You see AMD
but
going to
AMD
that
isn't
too.
exploding.
Exactly. And so you
True.
see this trend to go to that so that they can make that platform live on, because that was the value add that ARM had, was the efficiency stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But everybody found out that the architecture is difficult to create software
Yeah,
for, because
develop
none
for.
of them are the same.
Right.
There's so much fragmentation out there
Right.
with the different ARM chips that you can't keep up.
But then you're gonna have processor capture. You're gonna have market capture where Snapdragon, and it's gonna be like Snapdragon ones,
Okay, so
and then it's gonna be some other winner.
The Snapdragons are already market dominant.
Right.
They're almost the entire market of ARM cores, because Qualcomm has exclusivity deals and lockups and die-ins and all this other stuff
Right.
that make it, and it's arguably worse than the Intel one.
Yeah.
Because Qualcomm also has control of the GPU.
Right.
Yeah, so it's total vendor lock-in at that point.
And they are in control of the support code. They are in control of the enablement. They're in control of the sound. They're in control of how you lay it out. Like, they're in control of even the integration. If they don't like the way you want to integrate it into a product, you don't get it.
So it's an end run around. It's the Apple model, just from the opposite side of the spectrum. So it's going to be the Snapdragon control, the Snapdragon model. And we just happen to put Windows on it, or whatever operating system will run on that particular platform, right?
Yeah, so, well, this year was the year that Microsoft's exclusivity deal with Qualcomm is supposed to run out.
Yeah. And, to add fuel to the fire, I quipped about it earlier, but the Intel thing, the 13th and 14th gens are just self-imploding right now, and it doesn't look like Intel's too keen on doing any kind of recall, any kind of substantial fix outside of, we'll push a software update. They
laid off 12% of their staff.
Right. And surely that had nothing to do with this particular issue, right? Surely.
It probably did have nothing to do with it,
right.
But that's not the point.
It doesn't help.
The point is
right.
The resources are gone that used to be there.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. But we didn't have a CEO change, right? The ship has been moving in a particular direction. So, aside from the layoffs themselves, I think the culture is there. The culture that led to this particular issue. And for those that don't know, right, this is so Intel chips 13th and 14th gen are overheating from a couple of different reasons, but one of them is oxidation. So it's like essentially rusting from the inside out. And that is causing that is currently causing performance issues, if not outright failures, from these CPUs. And it just seems like two generational problems, the 13th and 14th gen. And there is no real fix other than Intel saying, we will issue some microcode in the coming weeks so that these CPUs no longer behave like that. But this is not an issue. This is a hardware issue. This is not an issue that microcode can fix. It's the same in the way that you cannot fix the Meltdown Inspector issues, right? Because they are hardware. This is the way the hardware was meant to work on those types of issues. And on this one, the hardware is essentially failing over time. There is no microcode to fix that kind of thing. These are just inherent hardware flaws that cannot be fixed other than by replacing them with hardware that is not broken in this way. So anyway,
I like I said to Leo before we started here, I equate it to like bad sectors on a hard drive. And we're just gonna skip those sectors now.
Right.
Is the solution in software.
Yeah, the difference is, though, that like hardware manufacturers actually know this is a problem, right? And so they build in some fail-safes to make sure that your hard drive will continue working, at least for a good long while while more sectors continue to fail, right? Like, but
Hopefully.
that's where
Yeah.
the smart tooling comes in, and it's like, hey, guy, you got broken sectors. You should probably think about replacing this hard drive soon, so you don't lose data, right? But there is no fail safe for this in
But it's like shipping it bad out of the box.
Exactly. So I mean, if half the CPU is rusting out, there's no fix. There is no fail safe, and the only way to fix that is to replace the CPU. And like I said, Intel is not looking to do any kind of recall, at least not right now, not until they are forced to do some kind of recall. So,
and they might get there.
I can only hope, but that will then be one of the largest systemic recalls in all of CPU history. Like in all of x86 history, I would venture out far enough to say in all of CPU history.
Well, I don't know. The original x86 had the problem with the floating point stuff, right? The math coprocessing.
Uh-huh.
The whole, and that's when the 8088 came out, right? That's why that exists.
Was
patch over the x86, issue.
Right. Was there a recall on that?
I don't know if I think they quickly, changed production.
Right.
So, and I don't know. I don't remember that far back because, early 1980s, if they actually recalled the 86 or not.
Oh, so you got to roll down the window and let air out, and then okay, I got it. I got you. I see.
Yeah, they might have. I just don't remember.
Man,
because I don't think I think, but you're right. The production was probably way down because they weren't producing nearly as many chips at that point,
and that's kind of where I'm coming from.
It wouldn't have been a large recall, but it's not unprecedented to have
flaws.
This type of failure.
Right.
Yeah, a flaw. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, the 486 had a problem with was it the 486 or 386? One of them had the problem with the coprocessing unit too.
Mm-hmm.
And so then they gave you like another chip essentially to pretend they were one, even though it was two chips.
This sounds right up our alley too, right? I mean, we kind of do.
Yeah, we need to research this. Yeah.
Uh-oh. So we might get into hardware.
I think we found something that we need to talk about.
Yeah. So with that, okay. So it's kind of two-pronged. Why I brought up Intel, right? So Intel is kind of falling on their face right now, and they're going to piss off a whole lot of people by not doing a full recall if they don't. But unfortunately, AMD just doesn't come up in the conversation a whole lot, right? Like Intel dominates, just like Chrome dominates. Right? Like, yes, there are other browsers. Yes, there are alternatives. And those alternatives are actually quite good. But nobody even considers them because they're not the one. They're not Intel. I
think there's a shift there, though. I mean, especially because, AMD did a good job with the EPYC processors that you see in data centers.
They're so good.
And stuff.
Yep.
They are. And so more cores, that was an attraction, especially when you're virtualizing a lot of machines.
Right.
You can spread your load around a little easier in the one socket rather than having multiple sockets in the same motherboard.
I'll bleep that out. Okay.
Yeah. So I think there is a shift, even if it still isn't the most popular. I think it's changed a little bit.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a little more even, I guess.
Right. In the server space, it is. And in the desktop space, they have been making inroads. They have been year over year, percent here, percent there, a couple of percents here. So they are making progress. But
You're right. It's still dominant.
Will this Intel screw up help AMD? Or will it force?
Like to think, yeah.
Will it force people into the what is this Snapdragon thing? Let me get one of those instead, because it seems like everything. I mean, they're going to run into the same issue that people on Linux are running into, like on a Raspberry Pi, of software availability. Is it gonna? Will my software work? They won't ask that question before they buy the laptop. They'll just return it to Best Buy, right, or Micro Center. But they'll have one. They'll try it out. And the idea here is, the current crop of these Snapdragon PCs, yeah, still PCs, right? Yeah. So, or laptops, whatever, are about $1,000, $1,200, something like that. But the CEO of Snapdragon is saying that they want to look at a price point of $700 sometime next year. So
Which makes sense. That's probably the right target.
Right. And so you're talking about the efficiency gains. You're talking about, all of that kind of stuff in a package that is $200 less than a MacBook Air. Ooh. Oh, and that's the other question, right? So is it AMD going to benefit? Is Snapdragon going to benefit? Or is Apple going to benefit from all of this crazy
Good
intel?
questions. Those are all good questions.
I think it's a wait and see game. I think it's really all you can do.
Totally.
Because I wasn't in that board meeting. I'm just reading
nobody asked us. Yeah.
What the guy said. Yeah. Okay. Next time you have one of these board meetings, you look us up, give us a call. We'll be there, and I will be there to give any kind of advice.
I'll bring the Magic 8-Ball, and you can bring the Ouija board.
That's right.
How's that sound?
Signs point to. Oh yes.
Yep.
There we go.
Yep.
So that'll be kind of cool. And AI. Because we all love AI. We all love generative language models telling us exactly how much glue to put on a pizza, and we're getting that now in Chrome. Because speaking of Chrome, speaking of market dominance, that also means that like 80-something% of people are going to see 3 things. What was it?
I don't know. Your screen went to sleep.
Oh no, that's the wrong. Oh, that's that screen. Hang on. See, I thought I was showing you that. We weren't. We were just looking at a falling asleep screen. Sorry. See, Dan, you got to tell me these things.
I did.
I'm bad at. Well, okay, you're right. You did. You did. So Chrome's getting 3 new AI features, right? And I wrote it down. I think this one was actually on the Lemmy. Hold on. Someone said saved you a click, but they didn't save you a click. Sorry, Space Noodle, to call you out like that. But so then I went on to save everyone a click. And the quote is, "We're making it even easier to search what you see with the power of Google Lens. Compare products across multiple tabs and rediscover sites from your browser history, whether you're at home or at work." Everybody, this is why you should download Google Chrome. You're getting the AI built right into the browser. Surely it won't affect battery life at all. Well, that's probably true because they're siphoning all of your data and everything that you do, so that's probably actually true. So you better have good bandwidth, and you'll be good. But
I'll take a pass on this.
No, we gotta be the first ones on here. Hold on. Let me get back on Ultramarine. We're gonna install Chrome real quick. I don't think it's out. I don't think I can get it.
Does that come down as an app image?
Oh, yeah. And I'll just drop it right into Gear Level, and we'll get that going right now. Okay. How do you
all the things that make me cringe? Yep, there we go.
Yeah. Chrome 127. Dan, go ahead and open up your Chrome. Tell me what version it's on.
I don't have that, so I can't tell you.
I don't have Chrome on here either. Hold on. Let's just install Chrome while we're kicking the tires of Ultramarine. Chrome. We definitely.
I'm on Firefox 129. How's that?
That's the correct choice. So here, hang on. Okay, so let's download Chrome real quick.
I might have Chromium.
Not the same. The AI stuff won't be there, but you would be able to tell me the version number.
Thank goodness.
Yeah, true enough, right? All right, we're downloading Chrome. We'll come back to that here in just a sec.
All right, so I do have 127 of the Chromium.
Okay.
I don't know. I guess I installed that just for a testing thing more than I never open it ever.
Okay. All right. Well, here, look. I got the RPM.
Unless something doesn't work and I'm like, is it me?
It's probably not, but Okay.
Usually it isn't. So, but I have it there just in case.
Okay, that was the not the deb, the RPM. Okay, opened up the store. Let me type in my password. Does it work? Will it go? Installing.
It's doing something, yeah.
It's thinking. 97, 98. Open. Okay, so let's see. What version? No, absolutely do not want to make Chrome the default browser. It's already siphoned up what little info is on this system.
Look how quickly it's in your face.
I know. Look at that, man. Hey, look at me. I'm Chrome. No, I don't want to sign in. Oh, you probably have to sign in to get the AI stuff, don't you?
Oh, I bet you do.
Because you didn't get the advice to put glue on your pizza unless you're signed in for Google search. You don't
Look at this stuff, man. They got lies right out of the gate. Enhanced ad privacy in Chrome.
Oh.
No way. False news right there.
This is topics though.
I know, but you stopped uBlock Origin.
Oh, that's
from
right.
functioning correctly.
Right.
You got to go to the light one now.
This is all part of the Google plan to take over the entirety of the ad market share on the
Well, they're
internet.
an advertising company. I guess that makes sense.
Don't ever forget that. It's important. Don't ever forget that part. Okay. Yeah, and so in the U.S. market, right, like in all the other markets, the settings button is actually a no, don't do this button. But in the U.S. market, we get a no, what happens if I don't click got it? I don't know, so most people just click got it, right? It's one of those dark patterns that we hear so much about. So I got to go into settings, go into add topics, and I got to tell it no. I do not want any of that. So, okay.
That's not making it easy to opt out.
Oh yeah, no, look at this. Site suggested ads, and I got to go in there. What is this? The reject cookie banner, dude? I have to go into every single thing and then turn that off.
I'm sure you do.
And then got to go turn off ad measurement. We got to turn off all three of these things here if I don't want any of that. But I guarantee by turning all that stuff off, I don't get any of the cool fancy Chrome features, so I'm not going to be able to use any of that stuff. But hang on, wait a minute.
Steve says you live in Texas. You have no privacy.
Steve, stop saying that. That's true, but stop saying it.
Well, they have a privacy guide for you.
We're the freest state in the nation, Steve. It's what I'm told every day. And look, okay, so we are 127. Okay, so had I been signed... Okay, so how do I use this stuff? Let me see if I even...
You're very brave. Oh.
No, that's a different website. That's a different browser. All right. As of this writing, only one of these features is present and enabled in Google Chrome 127. The rest will be phased in. So for more... So is it this one? Google Lens?
No.
So how do I even do that? All right. So let's search something up. Let's search up B-Link. Images, right? Is that how we do it? And then we click on an image. And then what? Search image with Google? No, that's not what that is. What do I do? How do I even do this? Where's the...
I don't know.
Here. Okay. All right. This might tell me. Oh, there should be a... Oh, there it is. Okay, that's the button. It's this. It's this little thingy. That little camera thing. Oh,
that thing.
It did magic. Hey, look, it's letting me do it without signing in. That's cool.
Well, put the sparkles to it.
It did. It totally sparkled me. And then look at this. And then it gives me a bunch of ways to buy stuff, which I'm sure Google will get a tiny cut of if I click on one of these links.
Yeah, I mean, get right on the Alibaba one.
Look at this. All right. So this is what I have. I have the newer version, though. It took me to the wrong... Well, okay, it didn't. I just searched up B-Link, so I didn't actually tell it anything. So I can't say it took me to the wrong thing. But it did take me to the N95. I have the N100, 16 gig, and it came with a 512 gig NVMe. So, okay, nice. Well, I mean, I don't hate it, but I'm good without it. I can type what I want. I'm totally fine with that.
Yeah, I feel like we don't need that.
I'm good. But, Dan, I'm sure you could speak into your Google phone right now and say the same thing, right? Like, find me a B-Link to buy. Hey, Google, find me a B-Link to buy. And surely somebody's phone went off. I'm sorry. But you should get one. They're not bad. That's what I'm running this Ultramarine off of, what you're looking at right now. So, I mean, you know. It will ultimately become a server. I think that's you know, I'm not going to keep it as an actual desktop. I don't think it has enough oomph for that to actually use it as, you know, like what I want to use it as. It
probably depends on what, for you, probably not.
Yeah.
But I mean, if you were just web surfing and, you know, document writing and stuff, it's probably great.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, just watching YouTube videos, writing some stuff, surfing the web, doing your normal hullabaloo there. Yeah. It's a great little machine. It's great for people that don't need a whole lot out of their machine. Do some basic.
Yeah, probably not video rendering and video streaming.
Well, you
and
could
stuff like that. Right? You could, but it's not all of the things probably.
And
really
technically, it supports the Intel Quick whatever thing. So
okay, quick sync
QSV, quick QSV.
Yeah.
So it won't. It's not terrible, but it's still an Intel Celeron, so it's not going to be amazing. But
yeah, it's a celery.
To its credit, I only spent $150 on it. So
yeah, so that's kind of great. You're probably right. It is a better server for you.
That's when I'm gonna do it.
So.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh wow! So when Steve's driving, oh man, I can like, hey Google, navigate me to the nearest In-N-Out, and then it'll take Steve to In-N-Out. Oh, that would be so cool. I'm gonna make sure to do that.
First episode. There we go.
Oh, people are gonna unsubscribe so fast. That's cool though. All right, it worked. I can't be too mad. It did work. Joey did not lie to me. So, and neither did Google, so I guess. But and as far as Ultramarine goes, that was an easy installation. Surely it works the same way in regular Fedora. I don't think that was a batteries included kind of thing.
No.
But still worked, and I appreciate that. So let's see. Oh, yeah. Okay, so you said it, Dan. Here it is. Google Chrome warns that uBlock Origin may soon be disabled. Just right out the gate, what I need you to know is that Firefox is still going to take care of you. uBlock Origin going to work just fine.
No, I get that. Yes. So that's why I'm where I'm at. Yeah.
Yep. If you hear this, hear me now. Just use Firefox and have yourself a Brave or a Vivaldi or whatever for the websites that I've not seen them, but people say some websites don't work. So have yourself a Vivaldi in the background to use that Chromium base to be able to access that website, whatever it is. And you know what? It's probably just a lot of those websites are just doing the agent checking, and it's like, oh, Firefox, and then it just won't let you do your thing. So Vivaldi may not even actually solve those problems, but still,
right.
Joe.
Well, there's a case where like container tabs and a user agent switcher thing work pretty good. If that's so, you'll always launch that one website that doesn't work because it's checking your user agent.
Right. And, those are icky, and
you can get around it.
Yeah, those are very uncool checks. Like it's web standards. We've been on web standards for more than a decade. We're good. Stop doing that.
Because in reality, it works fine.
Right. Exactly.
Why do we care?
That kind of check is silly at this point. But I get it. Some people, but so Steve was setting off Joe's Siri on Monday.
Yeah. Hey Siri.
Sorry, got headphones on, boy. Yeah. Not me. Nice try. I appreciate that. Nice try. Well, you know what? You know who would actually, when I'm watching Linux Saloon, I usually have that on a TV or something like that. So Steve, if you're ever on Linux Saloon next time, you could possibly get me. I watched some of Steve's stream about him playing some retro games. That's my kind of stream, so I got to finish that up.
Yeah.
But
so the one that would get me would be the Amazon one. Sorry.
Oh, you're on headphones. Okay. All right. Next time.
I am.
I'm just gonna tell Dan, hey, make sure whenever you listen to our show, the next time, like just to make sure that it sounds good or whatever, make sure you have it on like a speaker, and then the very first words out of the episode is gonna be, hey Alexa. Is it just is it just Alexa?
Just that.
Perfect.
Yes.
Oh, you almost said it. You almost did.
There's a button on the top, and I can almost reach that.
Okay. So LadyTube is listening to us the whole time.
Yes.
Oh, okay. She knows what you're thinking before even I do.
I'm certain of it.
Yep. So this is something we've complained about for a while, about the uBlock Origin thing. I mean, and it's not just uBlock Origin. It's any of these add-ons that basically can manipulate the data that you're seeing in your web page in mid-flight, essentially, right? So that is no longer going to be a thing. That's part of a small part of what Manifest v3 is bringing to you in Chromium, and that means all of the derivatives. But right, like Vivaldi is not happy about it, and Brave's not happy about it.
Right, but Vivaldi's got their own way around at least the ad stuff, and so does Brave.
Right.
Right, because they do their own ad blocking type jazz.
Right, and they bake that into the browser.
Correct.
So it's not technically an add-on, so it sneaks around the Manifest v3 changes.
It's not an extension type thing, yeah.
Yeah. But
so I do wonder though, how bad is the uBlock Origin Lite that you can keep using? Does anybody know?
I don't know. I think it's gonna have to fall in line with a lot of the, I don't know, not great ad blockers out there. I mean, what can it do? So it can only.
I don't know how it works. It's less customizable. So like one of the big things with uBlock Origin is you can pick which lists and stuff that it is using to block stuff. But, and you don't get that anymore.
Right. But
so you can't turn things on and off in that regard.
Okay. I guess we're just gonna have to try it. Like, well, I mean, hey, look at this, right? Like, I can go to Chrome, and then there is.
Well, you have it now.
I know, but let me see. So, how do you get add-ons in Chrome? Is it up here?
It's extensions, I think. Yeah, it's still in the thing.
Oh, there it is. Extensions. Visit the Chrome store. Is uBlock on top? Of course not. Why would they let it be on top?
No,
they would never feature it. Remember, we're an ad company.
No. Yeah.
uBlock Origin Lite. Okay. So what is? Let's see what Gorhill says about this. A permissionless content blocker blocks ads, trackers, miners, and more immediately upon installation. Here, hang on. Let me make sure y'all are seeing this.
So it's not terrible then. Yeah, it is helping you still.
Right. Right. So, I mean, if you're still stuck on Chrome, I mean, use it. It's going to be better than not having it. And then you can do the whole whitelist thing, right? Like if you need this website, makes revenue off you like the website, you trust their ads, whitelist them. That's always a good thing to do. You should definitely do that. But they can't be annoying ads, man.
So you get the built-in list. You don't get to add or remove.
Yeah, because that was another part of Manifest v3 was that there was a limited amount of like memory maybe or something where, that was it. That was part of it. So uBlock Origin or EasyList, Easy Privacy, and Peter Lowe's ad tracking server list is going to have to be, I think they're going to have to pick up a lot of the slack in what's not being done. More rule sets, click the cog icon. Okay, so you can add some more, but I think there's an upper limit to how much you can do.
There is a limit, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
That I think is part of the problem. And then I think the update mechanism is changing. I think that's also part of it. So
oh, really? That stinks.
Yeah, so it doesn't require broad read and modified data permission, hence its limited capabilities. However, it allows you to explicitly grant extended permissions on specific sites of your choice, so it can better filter on those sites using cosmetic filtering and scriptlet injections. Okay, so it's not going to be able to do the thing where when it detects an ad, it fixes the page on the fly, so you don't even notice there was supposed to be an ad there. It's just going to leave it blank, and that was what the Brave ad one was doing. They might still be doing it. I don't know if they've gotten any better on that. But you're going to have to go in and explicitly on a website by website basis grant the permission to allow uBlock Lite, Origin Lite to do that. Okay, so it's a lot more. There's a lot more work involved.
Yeah, so basically, look, I've just installed it, and you have basic, optimal, and complete as far as your options, as far as
Let's see. I'm gonna show
the scale.
Okay, I'm gonna show this on the screen so we can see it.
I got this interesting pop-up that I'm going to take a screenshot of, and it could when it asks for the permissions thing.
Okay.
So
here we are.
do that.
So basic, optimal, complete. Basic is basic network filtering from but it's a lot more work to set up. I don't want it to do all that, but I get it. Okay.
Yeah.
Does not require permission. All right. Advanced.
Yes,
network.
that's where it asks for the permissions. I dialed it all the way up, and it says uBlock Origin Lite has requested additional permissions.
Okay.
It says it could read, change your data on all.
Take it easy, Steve.
Something I don't even know what this says. Sites. So I'm going to post this in our Discord chat. I think.
Okay.
Probably the
Yeah.
place.
Definitely do that.
It's very interesting.
I'll steal that. We may take that and run with it.
Why it wants that? I don't know. It's very strange.
All right. So you said complete.
I did.
Okay. It could read and change all your data on all websites. I think it does warn about that even on Firefox.
This doesn't say all. It's an indistinguishable word.
Oh. Are you missing fonts?
Nope.
Are you sure? Mine looked good. So let me see. No. Do. Huh. Wait, I need to see Discord.
Where'd it go? Why didn't it go?
Yeah, I was gonna say, where's your post?
There it is.
There it is.
Finally.
Oh.
Yeah.
What is that?
I don't know.
Let me see. There we go. So let me turn that off. There we go. So people can see it. uBlock Origin Lite has requested additional permissions.
You got it too.
It could read. No. This is just.
That's my.
Yeah.
That's my image. Yeah.
It could read and change all your data on all sites. All right, it's cool. Those are the kinds of sites that we want to be making changes on, man. Yeah, of course.
I think so. Yeah.
Of course.
That's totally legit, right?
Who doesn't want to be making changes on sites like that, man?
I don't know. I found it funny.
Oh, it definitely is. Let me see. Right. Hang on. What I need.
Well, I do want to give shout out to Raymond Hill for still sticking to it and at least coming up with a solution that works better than nothing.
Seriously, that was definitely one of those things that he wasn't sure if he was going to actually do, right?
Yeah. Well, do I blame him? No. I mean, like
no.
They cut him off at the knees, right?
And that's a good thing. It's a good thing that he went on after they did that to him. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Annoying. Yeah. But I'm glad he's carrying on, man. Even with a lesser version. But this is why you want to use Firefox. This is why. This is exactly why. This is why you should
Well, if that
change.
doesn't tell you, I don't know what does. Yeah.
Oh man. I don't think anything will. I think, once you're on Chrome, you just kind of captured and, well, I've got everything tied to it. I mean, for the same reason that people use Windows and won't move to something like Linux. I mean, it's because you're tied to the platform. You're already signed in. Everything is already here. You don't want to go through the trouble.
Right. It's working for you. You don't want to change.
Right. But you should. You should anyway. It would be a good thing. It can only bring a good. I mean, if Chrome lost a little bit of market share, I don't think Google would hardly notice. Well, okay, maybe they wouldn't. It would be one of those all hands on deck, we're bleeding money kind of meetings. But
Yeah, we're gonna discontinue Chrome tomorrow.
Yeah.
Done.
Yeah. No way. That'll never go anywhere, man. And even if it did, right? I'm pretty sure someone would take Chromium and be like, "It's mine now. Fine, we'll do it ourselves." All right. Okay. Well, we're running out of time, so let's see. GNOME has an official extension for legacy tray icons. So speaking of irony, right?
Mm.
Who would have thought? There's now an official extension, an official one that's blessed by GNOME to do the little legacy tray icons thing. So
Yeah, and it's pretty much the one I think Canonical's been propping up for a while.
oh, is it?
I'm not sure about that, but it seems like yes.
Okay. Hang on, let's see.
I hope, because that's the one that I love. Honestly, that's the extension that
Right.
if it's not there, it's the one that I have to have.
Right. I mean, because there are so many applications on Linux that still depend on it. Like,
Yeah,
I'm sorry, but they depend on
I
it. What are
agree.
you gonna do? Like,
yeah. Like I mean, Telegram, Discord are two top ones for
Yep.
me that I kind of want it.
yeah. I mean,
And I know it's better than it used to be, but it's still I like it.
Yeah.
Thank you.
To GNOME's credit, though, they do kind of sort of support it out of the box now, right? In most,
Yeah, that's what I say. It's better than it used to be.
right? But it's in the notifications panel area
You
place.
gotta dig for it a little bit. It's a 2-click thing, not a 1-click thing.
Exactly. And so, like, my problem with it was that, like, when you clicked X on Discord, it was just gone, but it was still running in the background. So if you wanted to kill it, you either had to know that, like the task manager thingy would could do that, or you'd have to do it in the command line, which is even more effort. There was no way to just kill Discord. You'd have to launch it again, and it would come back up, and then you would have to actually I couldn't. There was no easy way to kill Discord.
Yeah, relaunching it was a thing too,
Right.
because you'd think normally you'd just go down and open it, unminimize it or
Right.
whatever, right, and it'd be back. Or the other thing is, like you said, because it's not gone, you're still getting notifications.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't notice. Pro Bono had added a comment. Where did that? How do you see comments on this website? Because Pro Bono said something. How do you even see it?
Well, I think you have to.
He said many app images are out there, still need it, and will need ... but I can't read it. Oh wait, there it is. What? Oh wait, comment. There are no
Yeah,
comments.
there's a thing you got to click.
Where?
Well, maybe you can't see it because you're on Firefox.
Yeah, that's it, man. User agent switching got me. Maybe because I have an ad blocker, man. I don't like doing ads on the stream. So
It could be.
Oh, sorry. Okay, well, we'll lose out on that. That's okay. But yeah, okay, so it looks like it is. Well, Ubuntu uses GNOME Shell, but includes the App Indicator support extension to allow third-party apps to show icons. Will GNOME's new to the GNOME, the extension was first. Is this the one? No, it's called Top Icons. I don't think it's the same.
I'm not sure.
Let me see.
No.
Because, yeah, this is under this, Ubuntu. Yeah, proceed.
Yeah.
Yeah, these are two different app extensions.
Yeah, so they are.
Interesting.
Unless they've renamed it.
Maybe they, but authored, okay, maybe they're pulling in stuff. Initial commit.
Well, that one's like 5 years.
Where's the README,
old.
man? Where's any info about it?
I don't know. That's interesting.
Do I just not know how to use GitLab? What? How do I look?
There may not be a README in that repo.
Wait. Unfortunately, the original repo appears to be dead, so this is an import of the most recent extension zip rather than a proper fork? Oh. Wait.
Well done.
Wait, is that a Joey mess up? Or what?
The thing he linked to? Why did he link to that?
I don't know. Has since confirmed on GitLab that this leverages the blah, blah. We may support it. App indicators are not it. Okay. Huh. Okay, so So it looks like this is going to be kind of a tricky fix and not actual app indicators the way that Ubuntu implements them.
So this
Okay.
is saying for the 47 release was when they're expecting this to show up available. That's a couple down the road.
What are we on now?
Is it 45 or 46? I lose track.
Let me see. Ultramarine's updated, right? And I can just do a etsy.os release, surely. Cat etsy.os release. Is that it? Yeah. I'm on 40. That's a long time. What? Is that right? 40?
Oh,
Is 40 current?
no.
Wait, no. What? What's the
No,
Fedora
no.
website? Fedora
It's-
project. Latest release is 40. Oh, wait, Gnome 40, not Fedora. Gnome.
Correct. Correct.
Okay, so I should go to gnome.org and see, right? Get Gnome. Oh. How do you know what's current?
There should be a news. Why is there no news?
About Us. No, not in there. Events. No, not in there. Yeah, I think you're right though. I think. Okay, here we go. Look, here we go. Gnome 46. That's the next release.
46. Okay, so that's not as far away as I thought.
And that was on March, so they're looking at November,
Okay.
right?
All
'Cause
right, that's not too far.
they're on 6, so that would September. That's the next month,
Ooh.
right? Because they target 6-month releases, so that predictable and blah blah blah, right? So, and didn't we just have Guadec? Didn't that just happen?
Yes.
So where did that happen? Because that's going to be the name of the release. Guadec about Gnome starts on the 19th.
Denver.
Okay. Oh, Denver. Okay, so Gnome 47 is going to be named Denver. Cool. You heard it here first, folks. I'm a fortune teller. All right. Well, that's cool. All right, we'll save the rest of the news. Actually, we hit a lot of it. Gnomes.
Yeah, there'd be more exciting next time.
Yeah, we gotta save it up, man. Gotta save it up. Anyway, so that'll do it, I guess, and then we'll get the heck out of here. Everybody, thanks for showing up, for showing out, for chatting in the chat, for watching with your eyeballs, listening with your earballs, and everything else. Appreciate that.
Yes, thank you very much.
Yeah, we're on all the places. Telegram, Discord, YouTube. Where this will, it'll come out on Friday. Yeah. I usually
Later this week.
Yeah, definitely. So keep an eye out for that. I guess if you're watching it now, you already know. But whatever. So it's out on YouTube. Yay! Everything else, just find us somewhere on any of the places. Oh, Lemmy, man, yeah. Go sign up for the Patreon.
Yes.
Yeah, go sign up for the Patreon. Get yourself an account over on the Lemmy. We got a new guy yesterday. So new guy, if you're new gal, I don't know. If you're listening. Make sure you go sign up on Lemmy and then put your Patreon username in the sign up sheet so that you can get Lemmy access, man. It'll be cool. But anyway, that'll do it.
Yeah.
Dan,
see you in a couple weeks.
have a good one.
Yeah.
Neil, see you
Yeah, you
later,
too.
everybody. Bye.
Take care.